These are Argon Mark 3 T60. Wow. On. I should make this a short one because it needs some praise, some heaping amounts of praise, but it also needs to fix some things. But heaping praise. So, Aune, I don't know, people correct me all the time. You know what I noticed is that when you do this, it still says on. That's wild. What brilliant marketing. This way you can look at their player and it's like, because I'm like looking at it like, yeah, it's on. And it says the letters here upside down. I'm like, oh God, did I never notice that? It's been like that since the beginning. That's why they do on the back of their units. They have the vertical text the other way because it could, oh my God. So this is a portable. I'm assuming everything must be slid perfectly. I'm assuming portable because it's so small. DAC amp. And it's 2020 last time I checked. I mean, 2020 pretty much beat itself into us. We all know what year it is. And this is lacking some stuff that I'd like to see in a $300 DAC amp in 2020. But what it lacks in features, it makes up for in raw just ability to push T60 Argons. And then also flip that switch to low and be dead silent noise floor for IEMs and things like the Stellias here, which by the way, I went with the brown theme. And I know this because I did this review already once and I had to redo it. This is not the right color you're seeing. That light combined with this, combined with the GoPro's color adjustment, makes this look like bright orange. And it's more like a subdued peanut butter. It's like a poppy peanut butter. So we'll go with that. But it's also a gold brick. Like you'd find at Fort Knox or in Die Hard 3, the last good Die Hard movie. And I love the build. I love the build. And I love the way that it powers headphones. Now, Aune has a special place in my heart. So I have a little bit of a bias towards them, which means I'm going to go gentle in my screamings. But I'm still going to scream a bit. Windows. Logo, all your words. I love this case. It feels like a high-end piece of equipment because it's not just flat sides. It's got stuff in it. It's got these ridges up so that you actually have like has a good feel in the hand. And if you're going to be buying one of these, you're going to be holding it. And these aren't leather. These are like a rubberized leather. And the problem is that you either want to have the windows exposed so you could see the only power indicators of those green LEDs tucked away on that circuit board, or this rubberized leather. So if you're going portable and like attaching this to your phone, one of these sides has to get smashed against your phone, and I don't know which one. You want to hide the windows and your only indication of on, or do you want to hide this, which is actually really fucking nice and comfortable to hold. I'll give you the tour. Ready for the tour? Let's give the tour. I'm going to turn it off like that, which is going to break it there, which is fine. I'll plug some headphones. Here's your gold brick. $300, it better be a gold brick. This side, nothing but a reset switch. Top, we've got headphone out, 3.5 millimeter, unbalanced, only unbalanced. So it's $300 DAC amp in 2020 that's unbalanced. I've liked other things unbalanced before. I'm not going to make that a full-on complaint, but I'm just saying it's still there. Beautiful volume knob. I've had one of these before. It's in here somewhere, I think this. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We're moving anyway. The Aune BU1, which is the Class A headphone amp. And this was, again, unbalanced, but it was just an amp. You charged it. These light up. Where's the on switch for this one? These light up green as well. Bigger windows, much bigger windows. Oh, man. This is Class A, so you can Class A it, or you can gain it. Nice volume knob. I like this thing. It's still here. I just charged it. Press the button, 5 blinks. And I liked this for IEMs, which is why I never sold it in a yard sale. Plus it's Aune, and I really, But now this one is a DAC amp, but it lacks the ability to take an analog input. So you have a 3.5 millimeter output. You have this other 3.5 millimeter, which I'm going to unplug right now, which is a line output. So it has a 3.5 millimeter output and a 3.5 millimeter output. And that's a line out for hooking up to stereo equipment. And by the way, this plug came in the packaging, and I couldn't figure out what the fuck it was because it's sort of the reset button. It's go boop. But it also is very strangely shaped. And I was like, what is this? And sure enough, you can just go like this. It's a little rubber washer, and you just bloop it down into an unused port. That I kind of really like that, actually, because it comes out easy enough. I was able, just pops out. This side has 2 switches, gain, high and low, which the T60s need high, and then your power on and off, which I'm not going to indicate. And then this only has 3 blinks because I've been using it quite a bit. And then the bottom is 2 USBs. USB that's labeled USB, which is data, and one that has a picture of a battery, and they're both micro. Look, I know companies. I know it costs more to go USB-C. I know this. I know it does because people have told me. And companies have told me, oh, it costs an extra X amount of dollars to license USB-C, and then we have to be certified. I don't fucking care. I'm the end user. I represent the end user. If this was a union, if the audio community was a union, I'm the union boss. I'm the guy that gets the payments under the table to make things go away and bury people. But I also am the guy who stands up there and screams, hey, we don't want USB micro on shit anymore. Everybody in the fucking manufacturing industry, fix it. It's $300 already. Make it $310 and take away USB micro. And people also ask in the comments of my videos, well, why, Zeos, do you not like USB micro? Because it's gonna break. Eventually it's gonna break. And USB-C doesn't feel like it's gonna break and has no directionality, so you can go either side. And oh, by the way, here's the wire it comes with as well. And move this over. Comes with 2 wires. Comes with a U-Green USB micro, which is a very heavy-duty USB micro, which I had going to the laptop. And it comes with this little jumper. And the little jumper says Aune on it or on, and this is metal and beautiful. And here's your USB micro, and you go down this fabric flexible wire here to a USB-C so that I can plug this into my phone. So they know that you have USB-C because every device uses USB-C, but Aune's like, nah, it'll be fine. And it's just like, that's like the rubbing my eye. Let me rub my eye a little bit so that I can get it out of my eye. So 2 notes so far. Not balanced. Okay. USB micro. Not okay, but okay. The problem I have most with this is it's not a FIO Q5S. Where's Bluetooth? Where's I get it. I get it. This thing is high fucking quality. And I say that because I'm going to end up comparing it to like the FIO M15 portable player, like that $1,300 portable, $1,500, whatever it is, and saying, well, if you yanked the fucking amplification section out of that and shoved it into a separate unit, this would be what that is. And it basically is. On high gain, this thing is fucking sweet. Even though it's not balanced, that's one of the reasons why these T60s run, but I can still just, if you just push it, it gets so loud that there's distortion. And I'm not sure if it's distortion in the headphones or distortion in the amp, but there's distortion somewhere. But anything below, like cranking argons, this is as good an amplification as a $1,500 FIO player. Like, it gives me that same sense of like quality. If we look at the numbers, and I'm going to get lost and off track, but it's fine. $300. Oh, by the way, Hi-Fi Go sent this to me. So thank you, Hi-Fi Go. Here's your moment to shine. They have a wonderful layout of all this shit. But where does it say the thing that I want to yell about? Or not yell. Well, I do want to yell about it. I yell about good things, too. It's not just yelling about bad things. There's... that. The noise floor in this, because people are always like, Zeos, have you tested it with super sensitive IMs? And I only have I have a ton of IMs, but none of them are like Andromeda sensitive. But I shouldn't have to worry about it because that line there, which shows noise, is 1.97 microvolts, which equates to this averaging out here from 10 to 100, spikes a little bit above that line over there at around 21 hertz, is negative 150 decibels. That whole thing rests under 150, way under 150 decibels. That's fucking dumb. They literally just dark, rich, detailed background. That's all I want to tell you. And then there's a 0.00076 total harmonic distortion plus noise. This is not like a joke product where Zeos should be like, oh, he's just yelling about it because there's everything. This is a serious amplifier. Like one of the most serious you can walk around with. And the fact that it's lacking in Bluetooth or the ability to add Bluetooth, has USB micro instead of USB-C and isn't balanced, don't detract from that. From the fact that you can go, oh, let's $3,000 headphone this up. First thing we do is you make fucking sure that gain is down, because there's another issue we have to talk about, and it's use of this as a portable. And we'll plop this here, and we'll plop this here, and then we'll plop this here, and then we'll turn this. Actually, we'll turn this on, and then we'll turn that on, and that'll play. And then we'll turn, immediately takes over. Low gain. You get a nice, I don't hear any discrepancy between left and right at the lowest point. Now that could just be a thing that I'm just super lucky, but it might waver just a little bit, like at the lowest volume, but that's a quality pot. Me and Mike get along. Yeah, this is... definitely the best my phone's ever sounded. If you count this now as my phone, if this was a thing... that's the best my phone has sounded. Maybe except for the Stax Energizer you can put on the back of it. But, ooh. Oh, yeah. Now, here's the problem. I'm going to lower the volume when I show you the problem. Because they've used these buttons, these giant slider buttons for power and gain, they're very easy. Whoa. That's still too much. They're very easy to accidentally throw. Now, if the power button is accidentally throwable, that's like annoying. But if the gain can accidentally just be like slid up, oh God, you could damage things. So you just have to be careful. I'm giving you guys the warning. Yeah, I'm back to Christina Aguilera. So my only concern is if you are running this with sensitive IEMs and you're worried about things like, oh, I might switch to high gain, and this is going to sound like I gotta help you, because you should want this unit. Get some blue tack or white tack or any tack you think of, and just bloop it over the top of this button so that if you tried to accidentally hit the gain switch, it just won't go. They don't. I wish it had a lockout. I wish it was a digital button. Everything on this is basically analog, except for the little battery button. That's the only thing that's a push button. Analog volume knob, analog power switch, analog gain switch. Everything's analog. They're going for that. It's completely digital. It only has digital inputs, but they're going for a full-on fuck you analog feel, and that's great. But also, don't accidentally switch your gain to high. If you're already on a high gain, you don't have to worry about this. Oh my God, I accidentally switched to low gain and it ruined the flow. No. The only concern is if you're running this with your IMs, you're like very expensive, super sensitive IMs, which the dark background would definitely be the reason you'd buy this for IMs. You might want to concern yourself with that. I guess I'll just stay on the phone for now. Put this up. Start. I would also like to see some sort of bass boost or some other sound feature. However, that's not really Aune's thing, is it? That's more like an IFI thing. You want bass boost and weird shit. You get the hip DAC, which is less than this, balanced, smaller. But I don't think it could hold up to this, like, raw. I'm going to say raw a lot. I like the word. Because I'm just like, yeah, this is exactly how these $3,000 headphones should sound. Like, that's a judgment. Like, is it tweaking it a little bit? Would I try to sell you these headphones listening to it on this amp, which is on that amp, and it's like, yes, this would absolutely, I would count this as a, this is it. This is fine. So what I'm basically saying is, I love this fucking thing. I hate that it's lacking in all the things that I want to see, but when I put headphones on, it makes me smile. It's one of those like, oh yeah. It's like BTR5 levels of, oh, this is so much better than everything else. Yeah, I've got the, do I still have the Q5? The Q5, yeah, I think it's right there. The FIO one. And the fact that it has Bluetooth makes it just accessibility. This, while, yeah, this is, they're a little bit behind on their accessibility and the charging and the buttons, but I fucking love this thing. And I know this is the channel where Zeos loves fucking everything, but I'm not going to just switch on the, oh, I better be super critical of this unit because I've liked the last 4 things I reviewed. No, fuck you. This is audio. You should be happy if nothing is shit. Hey, everybody. It's 2020 and nothing in audio is shit, which is not true because there's a bunch of things I reviewed recently that gave me like meh. So many mehs. And that's equivalent to like, I haven't been like super angry in a couple weeks, but I've been meh on a few items, like those ELAC speakers that I spent $600 on. Thank you, patrons, for picking those up for me with your donations. And then I hate them. So there's a thing. Also, another thing I was meh on, actually, no, more than meh, was the fucking Razer Opus. I'm actually returning those to Amazon. Usually I buy something and if I don't like it, I still put it in the yard sale. Nope. Filled out the slip, return these. Something's wrong with them. They don't sound good. And they should sound good. You know what? I'm taking this out. I'm taking the focals out. Because as much as it is wonderful to listen to the focals on this, the impressiveness is when you plop these sons of bitches in, high gain it, henny thugging it. Oh, man. Baby Vero take closed, in case you're wondering. Yeah, no, this is like, at this moment in time, because everyone's like, Zeus, you like everything and there's something new every week. Yeah, because time, let me explain this, moves forward. And we are here in time, and every other review you see, unless I release them in a funny order, will always be from the future. I do all my other reviews in the future. And until I find something that's beat this, for the short period of time that humans have existed, and that YouTube has existed, and that my channel has existed, and that I've reviewed this thing on this desk, this is the window of time where this is the best thing I could hook up to your phone, and best portable sound you can get. So there you go. I love having to explain that every fucking time I like something. I just want to like everything. When I don't like it, you fucking know. But I want to give everything a fair shot. And there is bias here. Of course there is. Aune was the first company to send me a product. Aune, right there, this one. This is the first product any company sent. Oh, the Vanuatu sent me something, but they took it back. Aune was like, here, we don't do YouTube reviews or anything, but you do this. And who the fuck was I back in the day? 2014 or something. 14? 15? I don't remember when they sent it. Did I have that when I moved in this apartment? I don't recall. All right. There's nothing else to say about this. It doesn't have that many complicated options. It's got some complicated problems that you're going to have to like come to terms with. But at the end of the day, do you want a block of gold that sounds like you've plugged your headphones into a block of gold? Look at it. Look at the shine on her face from the fucking unit. It's like Kelly's Heroes up in here. If you haven't seen Kelly's Heroes, Zeos will link Kelly's Heroes in the description below because that was a great, great Clint Eastwood movie. It's about war and robbery, bank robbery during World War II. How could you go wrong with that? Please don't remake it. Please, God, don't remake it. I said it too loud. They're like, that sounds like a great idea. Let's remake that. Fuck Hollywood. Thank you, Hi-Fi Go, for sending this out. They're just so easy to flip. They're just so easy to flip on and off. It's just like, just a little more safety. But yeah, no. A lot of beautiful things happen here, both build and sound. It's just the lacking of this and the locks here, and I don't even know if I would be if it would benefit from balance. Like, how do you make this sound better than this? Maybe a little bit more power, but they've already pushing T60s, and there's a pretty large discrepancy between low and high. That it isn't like some sort of like gentle, like, oh, it's on high gain now, oh, it's on low gain. Let me real quick demo that before I end. Of course, I'm going to end, and I'll do it with these because these can handle it if I fuck this up. So we're powered up. We're on low gain. I'm going to crank it to, that's maximum. We'll go, so that's negative. That's all the way down. That's halfway. Let's go like 3/4. Close that error message. We'll put on some basement jacks. So we are currently on low gain. And I'm going to switch to high gain. And I'll go back to low gain. If you hit that switch by accident, because I talked about it, you hit that switch by accident, and you don't have argons hooked up. If these are hooked up, and you go from like, oh, it's playing at a good level, about 3/4 on, fuck. So that's the last demo. That wallpaper, which by the way, if you haven't noticed, I went with like a brown gold theme over here, and her hair, and I'm like, she's very, very all business. This is very business attire. This is very business. But they need to loosen up, and they gotta go Bluetooth. Like, I'm okay with Bluetooth sound. LDAC, especially. If you can squeeze LDAC into something, I will fucking kiss you. It doesn't count for my audience. I won't kiss you if you put LDAC in something, but I mean, maybe, I don't know. All right, one last, now the battery died and I have to redo the outro. Thank you for stopping by the video. If you'd like to support this channel, see videos early, the Patreon and subscribe star linked below in the comment and on the description will allow you to join for $5 a month to see these videos early, ask me any questions you want on platform, and also participate in the yard sales. You know what the yard sales are when I sell things, which we're running out of things. When I sell things, you get to bid on them, and I will ship for free content to the United States and half shipping international. Don't forget you can download this wallpaper and every wallpaper I've used in any review to crop out, put on your phone, or whatnot in the description. What else? Hi-Fi guides. Hi-Fi guides forum. Don't ask about those. And yeah, thank you to Hi-Fi Go for sending out this Aune unit, this On unit, and I'll decide what I'm doing with you. I don't want to yard sale you, but mortgage payments. So we'll see what happens with that, and maybe the other one, this guy right here, because that thing's sexy too. Well, that's it. Thank you for stopping by Z Reviews. Don't forget to stop by tomorrow, where we'll do more things, and my battery maybe won't die.